Hey everyone, welcome back to more Pikmin. Let's play Pikmin 2 after what was like a week or two hiatus. Yeah, we had another hiatus in the middle of Let's Play. That's lovely. Anyways, we're not going to talk about that right now. We're talking about the new dungeon that we are in today. This is Frontier Cavern. It is, well, I'm still not going to go into quite yet what the theme of the treasures is in this dungeon, but let's just say it's very fitting to recent. Oh god. Ugh. Okay, now we're getting a tutorial on how Pikmin react to poison. Yeah. Emergency, Pikmin are suffering. Yeah. I find it, although I do find it kind of interesting that we're getting a tutorial on this like 36 episodes into Let's Play, but whatever. But yeah, this is again with these doodle bug creatures. These are very dangerous creatures. You want to avoid getting Pikmin too close to them, I guess. But yeah, I'm also not gonna go into detail about recent unfortunate circumstances that caused me to delay this LP. For now, we're just gonna continue on and pretend that didn't happen. Well, I'm not gonna pretend it didn't happen, but I am going to, I just don't want to get you guys involved with the crap that's happened the past week. Or was it a week? Yeah, it was just a week, and yeah, it felt like much longer than it actually was. But it was just a very unhappy time. But yeah, it was just. But anyways, I'm starting to recover from that, and well, I can talk about one of the things that happened, but really, that thing had no really major effect on me. It just made everyday life a little more challenging, I guess. That was one particular thing I'll talk about. But first things first, we have we have encountered these guys. These are snowy bulbors. We've encountered these guys before, so nothing new to talk about them. But you will see a bit more of them in this dungeon than you did in the Subterranean Complex. Just letting you know. It looks like one of our treasures is actually nearby. So, but let's not worry about that quite yet. We need to get these guys out of here. These dumb doodle bugs or whatever they're. I think that's what they're called, something like that. I can't remember the exact name. I know it might have been a different name, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh god, where's the other one? Where? Oh god, that was close. We almost lost Pikmin. That would have been bad too, because if those are purples, then I would have. You know what I would have done? I would have actually reset the game. Because I'm that crazy. I'm that conservative about Pikmin. I don't like to lose Pikmin. There are a lot of people a lot of professional players this game that make a big deal of losing just like a huge genocide Pikmin just to reset the game. But in my case, I just do it no matter what happens. And I also resort to doing this too. This whole using the potions thing. But sometimes I just can't help it. Stuff just gets crazy, and it's always good to. That's why it's always good to have those spare purple potions when you can. In just case you run into situations like that where it doesn't seem like you can avoid losing Pikmin. But there we go. It seems we discovered the other treasure on this floor. I think there's only 2 as well. So that's gonna be the second one we'll be getting on this floor. But it looks like we got everything. We took care of all the enemies here. So yeah, this is basically the first sublevel of Frontier Cavern in a nutshell. This does not really represent very well what you'll be running to later on in this dungeon, because let me tell you, this dungeon does get pretty challenging later on. It's not surprising either, because this is the last dungeon of Valley Repose, and the second one was actually already pretty challenging on its own, one of the most challenging in the entire game. So you really need to be careful in going through this one. I mean, it's not too bad, but there will be some things that can really set you off, I guess. But anyways, check it out. As you can tell already, the theme of the treasures on this dungeon is holiday treasures. See, we got an ornament right here, and I can't quite remember what the other treasure is on this floor. I'm not sure if it does have entirely to do with, because not every treasure in this dungeon is gonna have to do with holidays, but still, it's pretty cool though. I mean, sure, I guess you could make the point that any treasure doesn't have to do with holidays here, could just be given as a present on Christmas, but still, you get the idea. That's basically the theme of the treasures on this dungeon. And it fits very well with the fact that we just had Christmas, last week. That was pretty cool. Very, very awesome. Especially awesome because I got the day off from work and actually took the time to go home and see my family, so that was pretty awesome. Got to see my family and my beloved girlfriend, so it was all worth it in the end. And I say worth it because it was like I spent 12 hours of that day on a train, so I have had better Christmases, but let me tell you, just being able to be with my family is worth it in the end. Okay, where is that treasure? We had no trouble finding it a moment ago. Okay. This is where you'll have to use your white Pikmin to their full advantage here. So looking for treasures like this. Yeah, this one doesn't exactly have to do with holidays, except for the fact, you could make the point that's red. Anything red and green is what makes us think of holidays, but really you could just, you could give the same one any time of the year. It wouldn't make any difference, but there we go. That is it for the treasures on this sub-level. So we're going to be able to move on now. Essence of Rage. Alright. So yeah, today I've got work from 4:30 to 9, and today is Monday, so I can't really tell how fast that shift is going to go by, because normally the 4.5 shifts are the worst. They are the ones that go by the slowest, which is pretty ironic, because it's also the shortest shift you can possibly, ever get at work, but still, it's also, somehow it always ends up being the longest, too. I mean, the 8.5 hour shifts go by a lot faster than this one, but still, I guess since it is a Monday, we'll probably be at least fairly busy. Maybe not closer to 9 o'clock, but at that point it'll be almost over. So I really don't know what to think of the shift today. I think it'll go by fairly quickly, though. It is a Monday. We're generally pretty busy on Mondays. And what is going on? I've already dropped 32 frames. That's not good. 32 frames. I've never dropped this many frames before in a Let's Play recording. I'm used to dropping 6 at a time, 6 in one recording, but 32? I mean, that's like a whole second, which is not good. It's still going up too. What the heck? That's kind of a concern, actually, because if it goes by, like, if enough frames are dropped, then that's gonna cause the commentary to be way off from the from the video. That's actually kind of a concern. Do I seriously need to get a new capture card soon? Because, I mean, other than that, it's working just fine. My Dazzle's been pretty good to me for the past 5 years, and I really hate for me to have to give up on it. So anyways, this is sub-level 2. As you can see, we got a Decorated Cannon Beetle. We've also got some Snowy Bulborbs, but other than that, it's just your standard value proposed enemies. As you can see, we've already got stocking over there. I think it's... Or no, it's more like an ornament that looks like a stocking, actually. Yeah, you can tell too because it's got the string on it. And there's even a present up here. Nice. So yeah, this treasure, this sub-level really reeks of holiday theme. I shouldn't say reeks though, because it's not bad. It's really nice actually, especially since it's the right time of year for it. Although Christmas has already ended, but still it's nice to see some holiday spirit in this game while we still can. We're still fairly close. I mean, not too far, after Christmas. Okay. So enough about that. Let's kill these again. Well, actually, you know what? We don't necessarily need our purples on this floor. We could just let the armored decorated cannon beetle do the work for us. As you can see, remember my strategy for clearing out the enemies in that part of value repose? Yep, just do the same thing here. Pretty much kill enemies almost instantly using the cannon beetle to your advantage here. Although we can't use it on all the enemies, but still be good to use them on just some of these dumb snowy bulborbs. There we go. You can even use it to kill this guy over here. It's adult bulborb. Or not adult, I should say, just regular size one. Technically small ones are babies. There we go. Kill him instantly. And then we got one more snowy bulborb over here, so let's take care of him as well. No, it missed. Crap. Okay, let's try it again. Come on. Come on. They're just going right by him. What the heck? There we go. That was annoying. Alright, well, let's just let the purples do the rest of the work. Why not? I mean, we're kind of feeling impatient here. Let's just get rid of this guy. I mean, not impatient, but necessarily. It's just... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that number is still climbing. It's very concerning. That whole number... Oh, God. We almost lost Pikmin there. That could have gone really bad, actually. Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that whole frame dropping, because I've never dropped this many frames in one recording before. Never. I swear I never have, so it's really concerning. But either way, we cleared out all the enemies on the floor, so we're going to take this moment to get all of our treasures, and then we'll move on to the next level. Looks like we got plenty of time to do another one. We're only at like 10.5 minutes here, so yeah, might as well. We'll start off with the present, cause why not? That's what Christmas is all about, right? Just presents. That's what I would have said probably when I was like, I don't know, 10 or 11. I don't know. Which is still kind of, you know, early. I mean, kind of late to have that mindset about Christmas. But, what can you do, really? Anyways, enough about depressing past beliefs. I don't know. I really don't know how to put it. Let's just bring this stuff back to base before we get more depressing. It really is kind of sad people think of Christmas that way, just about, you know, gift giving, but Alright, so I think we've done pretty much all we can on this level. This one actually went by pretty fast. We're both going by about 5 minutes each, so I have a bad feeling that by the end of this recording, we will have lost like probably a little over 2 seconds at this rate, because it's still climbing. It's at 41 frames now. So if you guys notice that the commentary is behind the video, that is why. It's because we're slowly dropping frames here, so yeah. Or a little ahead. I don't know which one would it be. I think it'd be more like the commentary will be ahead of the video, actually, to be honest. But there's nothing I can really do. It just does it automatically. Like there's nothing I can do to control it. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that I'm doing this in a S video, but in the past it didn't make any difference between, you know, being a component or S video. It didn't in the past, but now I don't know why it's just starting to do that today. Maybe I shouldn't do a full recording today. Like, I shouldn't go up to 25 minutes, because the longer I go, the more frames I'm going to drop, and the farther behind the you know, video is going to be, so I'm thinking I should just play it safe and stop the recording after this sub-level. I really should. I don't even remember this. Oh god, this is that one. This is the one that I really love to do, and when you see what's here, you'll be surprised at me saying that I love this sub-level, because looky here. You have a bull bear, and on top of that, a bulbmin, which I don't think we've seen yet. But basically, the bulbmin is a lot more useful to you if you have less than 100 Pikmin. If you have 100 Pikmin like I do, then this guy's just a regular bulboar that you just want to kill as soon as possible. But we'll be seeing this guy come to play a lot more in the next dungeon we take on, which will be the last one of the flexing pool. But for now, this guy is not really important. You just kill him and that's it. But more of a concern to us is the bull bear, which we already met in Gluten's kitchen. So, but there are some interesting stuff you can do here. Like, for one, there's a bunch of walls here. This entire sublevel is a maze, basically. So what you can do is you can easily get past this guy by simply taking advantage of the fact that that the way their AI works is that he will try to go through walls, but he won't be able to. So what you can do is you can just get him stuck on a wall and just using Pikmin or Olimar or even one of the captains as bait, and with that you can get the purples and sneak up behind him, do a sneak attack. So it's pretty useful, actually, that the fact that they put you in a maze-like sublevel, because that makes it easier to just deal with this guy. So we're going to do that. We're going to take advantage of it, shall we? Well, the problem is that there's a baby under him, so that might make this a little tricky, but we can still do it. We can pull it off. There we go. Just like that. Bull bear goes down with not much of a fight. But again, remember, this guy comes back to life. So it'd be best to bring him back to base as soon as possible. As soon as you possibly can. And it's very worth it to deal with this guy because he drops a treasure, a bell. Or as a treasure we'll be naming it, let's see. Danger Chime. Alright. So with that, there's also a what was it? Ivory. Yeah, Ivory Candy Pop Bud. And it's guarded by, wouldn't you know it, a poison generator and a fire geyser. I have never seen, I'm telling you, in all my years of playing this game, I have never seen those two right directly next to each other. That is something I've never actually seen. I've been playing this game since pretty much its launch date, and let me tell you guys, I've never seen this happen before. This is very iconic, or I don't know about iconic, but very intriguing, I guess, just to see these two hazards right next to each other like that. It's kind of interesting. But, either way, we got Rivet just in time, just in nick of time. So, okay, so which one shall we sacrifice? Reds, yellows, or blues? Huh. I'm thinking I'm gonna say yellows, because I think the electricity is the least of the concerns, if I recall correctly about this dungeon. I could be wrong though, but either way, we're gonna take the risk. And even if there is electricity as a real danger in this dungeon, hey, 15 will be enough to deal with it, whatever. But there we go. At least you got 5 extra white Pikmin out of it, so there you go. This is seriously the perfect time of year right now to be doing this, because let me tell you, this year, this winter, has had a crazy start, at least in the Cheney Spokane area, because it's been insane. Like, we went from, in the very beginning of the winter, we started off with these crazy Pacific, cyclone storm thing. Like, just crazy wind, basically. Like, these huge windstorms that affected all of Washington, even parts of Oregon and Idaho, and I think even Montana. But anyways, we started off with that, and because of that, we had actually unusually warm temperatures in December. Like, we got as high as 56 in December. That is very warm. Like, 56 degrees Fahrenheit. That is very warm, for a lot warmer than usual for Spokane, I should say, especially in December. In December, it's normal to get single digits at some point, but I mean, like, it's normal to be like 20s or 30s every day, but just wow, 50 degrees. I could not believe that it was warm enough for me to not have to wear my winter coat that long. Like, this was almost the first half of December too. Like, before I went to winter break from school. And what the heck? So they put an egg in here full of nectar just to have another one fall from the sky. That's another thing I've never seen happen before in this game, I swear. What the heck is going on? I'm having some very unusual occurrences in this game that never happened before. Okay, so now we got electricity right here, so we need to be very careful. Very, very careful. By that, not having blues take on the electric generators. Okay. I don't remember if wasn't there like a treasure over in this area? I must have missed one, because there has to be a treasure over here somewhere. Yeah, there is. It's right here. Yeah, it's completely buried. Okay, let's see what we got. I remember there's a buried treasure here, and there's also one that's out in the open somewhere. Okay, this one's a ring. Okay, so we'll have that going back to base, and then we'll go straight for the second one. The third one, actually, counting the danger chime, yeah. The other treasure, if the game won't interrupt me. Alright, let's see what we got here. Gemster Husband. Alright. I'm guessing there's no treasure name like that named Gemster Wife. I'm pretty sure there is. In fact, I specifically remember there being one. Okay, but yeah, here it is, right here. You got basically candle wax right here. And it's guarded by a tiny little bull bear, whatever. Okay, so with that taken care of, and yes, you even have the opportunity to escape from the dungeon this early on. Not surprising. But then again, there will be another dungeon where there's a geyser literally on every single floor, even the first floor. And we'll be getting into, and that's actually the next dungeon we're going to, by the way. So be prepared for that, because you guys might get some interesting stuff from me there. Because, you know, even after seeing Chugga Conroy play through that dungeon, let me just say that my experiences with that dungeon are not much better at all, at the slightest. But you guys probably, experienced players of the game, of the Pikmin 2 game, will know exactly what I'm talking about. Pikmin 2 game? What the hell, man? That's the game you're playing right now. But yeah, people who have full experience with this game know exactly what dungeon I'm talking about. So, at any rate, with that last treasure going back to base, we're going to end things off here. So next time on Pikmin 2, y'all, we will take on probably 3 more sublevels of Frontier Cavern. Hopefully, I won't be having the same problem that I had in this episode, because I've literally lost, as of right now, 53 drop frames. I mean, I've had 53 frames dropped. I don't know why that's happened, but I seriously hope it's just for this episode. In the meantime, y'all, I will see you guys next time. Thank you, goodbye. And it looks like next time we'll be dealing with some Anode beetles. Just lovely.